What's up, you guys? This is Alex here, and in today's video, I have a very special guest for you guys. So I was recently able to link up with a very successful real estate investor down here in San Diego. His name is Alex Martinez, and he's actually he's from my hometown, which is pretty awesome. Was a friend of my brother's growing up, of my older brother's growing up. And he's a couple years older than me, and now he's relocated down here in San Diego. And heard about him probably about a year ago for the first time, and reached out to him a couple months ago because I heard he was doing well in real estate, and I wanted to meet up with him and learn from him down here. But when I did reach out to him, I learned the details of what he had done and just how well he was doing. So he started working in real estate when he was just 19 years old, and in his first year doing real estate investing, he was 19 going on 20. He made $1.2 million in profit, which is absolutely crazy. $1.2 million from real estate investing using various strategies that he shares a little bit here in the podcast interview. So I was absolutely blown away when I heard that. I think you guys are really, really going to enjoy what he has to say. He shares a couple key gold nuggets and talks about some things that just about nobody else in the real estate world is really talking about. So I think you guys will learn a tremendous amount. I highly recommend you watch the video fully through. It is about 40 minutes, so it's a little bit of a long one. But I can tell you it was one of the best 40 minutes of my life because I learned a tremendous amount. And then after the podcast interview, which is about 40 minutes, I stayed at his office for probably close to an hour or so, just kind of drilling him with questions and trying to learn as much as I could from him. So it's pretty awesome. I think you'll enjoy it. He now spends most of his time working on his education company, which is called realestateskills.com, basically sharing with other people, how they can get involved in real estate, how they can build wealth and earn income through real estate investing. So I definitely recommend you guys check that out. There is a link down below. But really just enjoy the video, guys. He's an awesome guy. He's super down to earth. If he can do it, then anybody can do it. Because he's just a normal guy from a normal town up in the Bay Area, and he's just been able to create, an awesome life for himself and create a lot of freedom. So enjoy the video. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys afterwards. What's up, guys? This is Alex here. Welcome back to another video. So today I have a very special guest with me. It's actually near and dear to my heart. We're both here from the same hometown. We're both currently located in beautiful San Diego at the moment. But we both grew up in the Bay Area. I was a close friend of my brother's, so thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, of course.
So this is Alex Martinez. Alex has been working in real estate here in San Diego for, over 8 years now, right?
Yep.
Over 8 years. In his first year, did over 50 deals, which is absolutely insane. He was 19, 20 years old. Absolutely incredible, and very quickly grew his real estate investing business to over $1 million in annual revenue. And now he's currently helping other people get involved in real estate through his educational program, his educational website. It's called realestateskills.com. And we'll get into a little bit more of that later on in the episode. But awesome, man. Thanks for being there. Thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it. So,
of course.
So why don't you share with us a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got started in all of this?
Yeah, of course, man. So I came down to San Diego, over 8-9 years ago now, and came down here for school originally, and like you said, we're from the same hometown, about 45 minutes east of San Francisco.
Yep.
But came down here, wanted to go to college and do the same old thing like a lot of other people do.
Yep.
Go to college, get a job, and work till you're 65 and retire. And quickly when I got to college, I knew I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people these days.
Yeah, a lot of people these days. You see what's possible.
Yeah.
And this was 8 years ago, so I mean this was kind of before like Gary Vee was big and all that stuff. But I kind of stumbled on entrepreneurship, and I knew I wanted to be my own boss.
Mm-hmm.
And so started trying out different things, and then I found real estate and started studying real estate, and I learned that some of the wealthiest individuals in the world made their wealth through real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And saw what's possible. And I've always believed if someone else can do something, there's no reason why you can't do it too.
Yeah.
And so I studied real estate. I found out about something called wholesaling, which is a way to kind of flip houses without having to put up any capital.
Mm-hmm.
And I did my first type of deals, like a real estate flip, and made $22,000 on it. I was actually 20. I just turned 20 years old within like 45 days of saying, hey, I want to study real estate investing. And from there, I went all in. And that first year, started wholesaling and then flipping real estate, fixing and flipping it when you renovate it, resell it, make a profit. And yeah, did over 50 deals. And just want to make one correction. It was over 1.2 in profit. I think you said revenue.
My bad.
It was like well over 12 million in revenue.
Yeah. Much better. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun. And since then have been in real estate. And for the past 8 years, I've had different real estate investing companies, wholesaling, fixing, and flipping, done well over 100 deals here in San Diego, and now have over 200 clients and students that I consult and help them build their own real estate investing businesses.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And I apologize for the numbers there. That's even 1.2 million in profit, guys. That's absolutely impressive. So, realestateskills.com. Quick little plug. We'll give them a couple other plugs throughout the video, but I have my notes here as well. Cool. So you got started back. You said you were 19. That was about 8 years ago. I'm curious. So that was 2011. So the real estate market was kind of just picking up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like was that kind of a good time to get in, or do you feel like because it was kind of picking up again, there was a lot of people? It seemed like were just getting back into it. Mm-hmm. Was there a little bit more competition there? I'm just kind of curious how that time period was.
Yeah, great question. So 2008 financial crisis happened, right? 2011 was a great time to get in because the market was still recovering. A lot of people were still afraid, is it going to happen again? And a lot of people just don't understand the market, so they're afraid. But when you really study the market, you can see that recessions and depressions, these things happen. And so we're on the up and up in the market in terms of the whole nation. It was a great time to get into real estate. Yeah. And, there's one quote, I don't know who says it, like the best time to get in real estate is 20 years ago and then right now. So it's always a good time to get in real estate. But, Warren Buffett says when everyone's scared, be greedy. When everyone's greedy, be scared. And so a lot of people were scared in that times and, wasn't really greedy, but, put the pedal to the metal. And there's a lot of opportunity out there because I think there's less competition. I think when the market starts doing well, the economy's doing well, people watch those house flipping TV shows, and then soccer moms are like, I can do this, and they can do it. But there's a right and wrong way to do things. But yeah, it was a great time to get in the market. 2011. Right now, still a great time to get in the market as well. You just need to be able to understand the markets, which isn't that hard to do. Just Google a little bit.
Just do your research.
Yeah.
And I think another thing you mentioned that I want to bring up is you said 2011. Yes, the market was picking up and it was a good time, but a lot of people were still too scared to jump in. So really, you just kind of took the action of going for it when a lot of other people were, scared to jump in. And you of course, you had your youth to your advantage. You hadn't been hit the way certain people had.
Yeah, for sure.
But sometimes it's as simple as just making the decision to go for it and going all in.
Yeah, that's it. You said it. You got to go all in. You got to burn the ships, say, hey, I'm going to make this happen no matter what, and then go after it. If you do anything halfway and you don't commit 100%, you're probably not going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And so that's, when I work with a lot of people who have their own companies and the ones who are successful and the ones who aren't, so they have all the same mentality. It's, I want to make this happen no matter what. I want to be successful in this because whether you want to be a successful real estate agent, investor, buy and hold a bunch of property, have hundreds of units, make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in passive income, it's all possible. You just can't give yourself an out. You just got to go at it 100%, and that's what I did.
Absolutely, burn the ships. I like how you said that. So cool. So I know. So you mentioned something before. So house flipping and wholesaling is kind of two very cool ways of getting into real estate. So I understand wholesaling. Obviously not as well as you. It's a very interesting model to me and a business model as well. So for the people listening, can you just give us a very quick overview of what that is and kind of how you got going on? Don't have to, obviously there's a lot of details to it, but
but it is simple. The concept is simple. So what wholesaling is, I like to look at it's like a step before fixing and flipping a house, like you see on the TV show. So really what wholesaling is when you get a property under contract, a house, at a particular price. Let's just say $200,000. You say, this contract says whoever's going to buy this house will buy for $200,000. So you get under contract the house. It doesn't cost any money to get a house under contract.
Yeah.
But
just the paper.
Just the paper. But it becomes legally binding. And so what you can do is basically sell that paper. You can sell the rights of that contract to someone that wants to buy this property, and that's typically a fix and flipper. So if you find a distressed house, you get under contract at $200,000, and you have it there and you don't want to buy it, then you can wholesale it, which is basically when you transfer the contract rights from yourself to the fix and flipper that wants to renovate it, and you get paid kind of like a finder's fee, called a wholesale fee, consulting fee. Yeah. And the average we see across the nation is about like $10,000 of a fee that you get, and you get that very quickly, like within, I mean, I've done deals in a few days, one day, typically it's about 2 weeks, so you don't have to sell a house and wait for a commission, put it on the market. So it's really just get a property under contract, sell the rights to that contract to a fix and flipper, and get paid for that process.
Yeah.
And the reason why a fix and flipper will pay you for that contract is because you're still giving them a good deal. They'll pay you $10,000, but they're going to fix and flip this property and probably make a profit of $30,000, $40,000, or $50,000 on it. So everyone's winning across the board.
And you're doing the legwork for them, so they don't have to go out and find the deals themselves.
Yeah, and that's an extremely valuable concept. Like being able to find deals. Any fix and flipper, like if you want to run a fix and flip business, you have to be great at finding deals. If your company's not great at doing that, you have to rely on someone else, like wholesalers, to deliver those deals to you. That's, these deals, these houses, is how a fix and flipper puts food on the table for their family. So they're willing to pay you, $10,000. That's the average. You can get paid a lot more for these deals, but it's an extremely valuable concept. And that's where a lot of people start in wholesaling, because you can do it with like little to no capital. It doesn't take a ton of experience. And then you can graduate once you get this experience to fixing and flipping while still wholesaling. And then what I always recommend is start buying and holding real estate.
Yep. And the long-term passive income, like you were mentioning before. So
so it's all stepping stones. I don't think wholesaling is the end all be all. Fixing and flipping isn't. I think that you should use these as stepping stones to then buy and hold real estate and build long-term generational wealth, so you can get that mailbox money and have a lot of property where people are paying down your mortgage for you, and then also get rental checks each and every month, so you can sip pina coladas at the beach.
Absolutely. Coolest concept ever. That's why I fell in love with real estate not too long ago, because that's similar goals to what I'm chasing right now.
It's possible for everyone, and it doesn't happen like one day. It doesn't happen in 1 year. It's a long-term thing. So you just got to commit. Absolutely.
And you mentioned another thing that people probably forget, especially people who work in the real estate business, particularly real estate agents, the skill of being able to dig up a deal, like you said, to find the deal, to find good deals. It's such a valuable skill, because that people will pay you for that. And if you can find something, because doing wholesaling, you're not working as a traditional agent, finding a house or listing a house. You're finding off properties that are not on the market, and then you're putting a deal together from there. So you're getting a little bit more creative.
Yeah, you don't need to be licensed to be a wholesaler.
That's another interesting thing about it. So.
Overwhelming majority of my deals have been on the market, though. So utilizing the MLS. Yeah.
Interesting.
So there's distressed properties being uploaded every single day on the MLS in every single market across the United States.
Yeah.
So I teach a lot of my clients, hey, let's start there, build relationships with these agents that are listing fixer-type properties, because if an agent lists a fixer, they're doing their own marketing, they're door knocking, they're doing direct mail, they're networking, they're doing their own emailing. And so if you build relationships with 20 agents that are doing all this networking for fixers, let's say they're all spending $2,000 to $5,000 a month, you've got 20 agents, it's almost like you're doing $40,000 in marketing or more. So it's a fertile ground of deals. I recommend for anyone to start there, and that's a big reason why I've helped a lot of people. I've helped one person who was trying to flip his first house, wholesale houses, for like a year and a half, and he did a bunch of traditional methods, tried to find deals off market, and then we just switched him to finding deals on the MLS, and then in 3 weeks did his first deal.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations to him. So
yeah.
Clearly your stuff works.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. And I got to cheat a little bit with my notes here, because, we're going.
Yeah, we're rolling.
We're talking about a lot of stuff. Cool. So you did wholesaling, and then flipping is obviously when you actually go. So what would you say the percentage of wholesale deals that you've done versus house flipping deals, and how quickly, actually more importantly, how quickly did you get from, the wholesaling, which is obviously where you learn the business, developed your skills, and then decided, okay, I think I'm ready to actually, flip a house and get involved a little bit more, and then obviously make a little bit more money?
Yeah, so it's been 50-50.
50-50.
On wholesales and fixing and flipping. About 30 days after I did a couple wholesales after I did my first one. and then about 30 days after that, got into fixing and flipping.
Okay, gotcha. So very quickly.
Yeah. The really important thing is to utilize, if you start wholesaling, you have an awesome opportunity to learn from the person that you're selling the wholesale deal to. It's a fix and flipper. So use that as, check up on the property. What contractors are they using? Where do they anticipate selling this house at? Like what price?
Yeah.
How long does the renovations cost? So you can use everything as a learning experience and opportunity. And I think a lot of people start in real estate, they don't know that, don't realize that. So that's what I did. Found all the contractors I needed. Very quickly learned the rest of the process, and then just started going at it.
And started going from there. Yeah, that's very interesting that you say that, because he's the person that you're selling the home to, the contract to per se. They're an investor, so they know what they're, as long as they're a good one, they know what they're doing. Yeah. So you can kind of lean into them and utilize and learn from them. That's a very interesting thing.
Like, hey, do you mind if I go check on the property, see how it's doing? And they like you. They want more deals from you.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you can give them a deal a month, that's almost $500,000 in profit for the business.
Yeah.
Given that every deal brings about $40,000, so they'll probably help you. They'll probably teach you. The more they help you, the more deals you're going to bring them. The more likely you're going to bring deals. Everyone wins.
Yeah.
And so I realized that and just use that to my advantage. And also, you can never be too young to do this and start. I think that. Being young and naive. Yeah. I mean, young and naive maybe a little bit. Like, I had a lot to learn, so I took CEOs to lunch. I took CEOs to I asked to go get coffee. I asked all the dumb questions, all the stupid questions. I asked them 3 times over until I really understood it, and probably asked more questions than like the professionals that have been doing it for years. Because I had so much to learn, and so I was able to learn just so quickly. I like to think I was like the most curious kid in California, and I try and stay curious as much as possible. There's if you don't know something, ask questions, find someone that knows it, take them out to lunch, take them out to coffee,
do a podcast with them.
Yeah, exactly. Work in the same office as them.
Yeah,
whatever you can do.
Very cool. Yeah. And I think you mentioned a couple things, but one thing that stuck with me, obviously building relationships with people, having certain partnerships, like you mentioned before, having partnerships and relationships with agents that can, help you find deals. And then obviously having relationships with a handful of investors that you're going to learn from, but also, profit from. That'll be someone that you can find deals for. So it seems like that's been key to the development of your business.
Yeah. I mean, really, any business I've worked in different businesses, have equity in different businesses, but those relationships are what take you to the next level, whether it's partners, but especially in real estate, it's a people business. There's people selling their houses. There's people who need help. Agents are people. Investors are people. At the end of the day, they may run companies, but there's someone leading that company, and if you connect with them, it can pay off huge dividends for your business for years to come. I mean, I have relationships with people that I built as a 19, 20-year-old that I still have today and are lucrative and have just developed over the years. And, some people started out as mentors and are probably still mentors, but now they're partners in a lot of other deals or partner up on different deals. So, you got to build those relationships. You can't discount that whatsoever, especially if you want to be successful in real estate. That's my belief.
Absolutely. Yep. Real estate's a people business. I'm learning that quickly. So. Very cool. So I wanted to ask you, so I mentioned that I was going to ask you this before we turn the camera on here, so I'm going to go ahead and ask it. So what was, and you shared with me how you're going to answer it, so I'm excited to elaborate on it. What would you say is the biggest mistake that you have made thus far throughout your 8 years working in real estate? And how would you go back and do it differently?
Yeah, I've only lost money on one deal. And
good track record?
It was a fix and flip deal. And I lost $26,000. I lost $26,000. So that was a big mistake that happened in my first year, but was able to learn from it so much. Like, what happens a lot for beginners, that happened for me, is a lot of people, when you fix and flip a house, first let's take a step back.
Yeah.
You have an estimated price once you renovate a house, what it will sell at. And it's quality condition, right? You're adding value to a house, so you're going to increase the value. It's going to sell at a higher price, and you estimate that price. You have to be really good at estimating what that price is going to be. And so when I got this house under contract, decided to fix and flip it, the estimated sales price was like $575. and then you also estimate the repairs needed before when you analyze this deal to see if it's
Yeah.
a good buy. And the estimated repairs were like 40,000, and I think bought it like 475. And so it was supposed to be like a nice, quick, clean deal.
Yeah.
But what happened very quickly, and that I learned, was that I didn't do as good of a job analyzing the property and looking at the neighbors and seeing exactly where it was located. So it was located on a kind of an awkward corner street. There was kind of a lot of foot traffic by it, and it's like random people walking by your house is not really that fun for any new home buyer if you're going to spend over $500,000 on a house. And so when we fixed up the house, first off, we thought repairs were going to be 40. It went up to like 75,000 repairs. So directly, a $35,000 increase in repairs eats at your bottom line.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
the average is only 40,000 for a deal, and that's pretty much all that.
Exactly. So yeah, you know where this is going.
Yeah.
And then what we call the ARV, the after repair value of a house. That's the estimated future sales price once you renovate it. That was going to be about $575, and it sold at like $540. And so directly that eats at your bottom line too.
Yeah.
And so when you estimate a profit, it's going to be about $40,000, and then there's a $35,000 increase in repairs, $35,000 decrease in the sales price.
Yeah.
That's how you lose over $20,000 on a deal. But what I learned, the most important thing, so people can get something out of this, is always cross-check your numbers if you can with like a non-competitive third-party resource, whether it's a real estate agent. Just get other eyeballs on the property, because I've seen so many investors, when they're doing their first fix and flip deal, or let's just say fix and flip deal, and they're doing their first deal, there's so much emotion, there's so much excitement because of what's possible, and you can make a lot of money and build a great business from it. But a lot of the times you stretch numbers and you think that it's going to sell at a higher price, or you think the home's going to sell quicker, or this happens all the time, you think that the repairs needed in a property to renovate it to its full market value condition. You always put those a lot less than what they really are. Yeah. And usually the repairs always go up. There's always something that you're like, oh, the whole AC needs to be replaced. We didn't see that.
Something you didn't plan for.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, oh, there's 5,000. So you always got to check your numbers as much as you can. Be rational. You're like, I'm an investor. You're an investor if you do this. So, investing isn't about being emotional. It's about being rational. Yeah. So be as rational as you can. Have great partners that can help check your numbers if those are your partners. And then always just estimate the repairs the right way too. Get multiple contractor bids so you get that repairs price down. Yeah. And that's a lesson I learned, and I jumped into it fast, and so sometimes when you go into things fast, can be a mistake that happens. Thankfully, had a lot of other profitable deals that one didn't hurt that much. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, crazy though. So how old were you when that happened?
20.
You're 20 years old, lost $26,000, man.
Yeah.
Can't be a whole lot of college kids that are saying that though. That's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean at this time I was like doing part-time. I had like 3 units. Yeah. Just to like stay eligible. So I was doing like 1 class. Yeah. At this time. And
doing real estate pretty much full time.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean a 20-year-old kid. I mean most 20-year-olds are just going to beer parties and keg parties, and you're doing deals that are making you $20,000, losing $20,000. Or only one that lost the money, but
I mean, it was
just kind of a cool story.
Yeah, starting out there. I mean, I've done a lot of exciting things since then, but that was one of the most exciting things in my life. I mean, you know me, like, and your brother, like, played sports in high school, and that was fun. That was exciting. And you get to college, and if you're not playing sports anymore, what's going to excite you? And real estate investing and getting deals under contract and making money and building relationships. I treat it like a game, a very serious game, but that's what I did. It became extremely exciting. And I mean, I probably slept like an average of like 3 or 4 hours that year, man. I'm not even kidding. Yeah. Like I was just all in. Yeah.
But you got it going.
Yeah, I got it going.
Gotten you to where you are now.
Yeah, I beat the learning curve extremely quickly and read every single book on real estate possible, listened to everything on possible. Like I said, probably even learned even more from taking people out to lunch and coffees and things like that. Yeah. And then just most importantly, nothing beats experience, actually doing the work, in the trenches.
Absolutely.
If you talk to like 40 agents in a day versus one agent a week, like some people do, you're going to learn very quickly how to talk to agents and what to say and what not to say.
Yeah.
So that's how I did. That's how I did it, and paid off.
Just getting the practice out of the way as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and I mean, real life practice. Like, there's so many agents out there, and you know, like I said, I like to build relationships with agents. So if you're just a great, genuine person, you're ethical, you have good morals, the conversation with any agent building a relationship is going to go fine. If you mess up, you stutter on a call or don't know what to say, that's completely fine. Like, you and I both know how many agents there are. There's like
too many.
Yeah, thousands, tens of thousands.
13,000 in San Diego County.
There we go.
Yeah,
exactly. So very quickly I learned not to be afraid. Don't be afraid to fail, and just keep doing it, because you're gonna figure it out. Yeah,
absolutely. Very cool. Cool. So I know the folks are excited to hear a little bit more. So kind of, you started in the wholesaling and the house flipping. You said you've done numerous other things before. Did you do a handful of other things before you got into realestateskills.com? Or how did kind of the progression to go from the wholesaling to the flipping?
Yeah.
And then kind of what happened next there?
Yeah.
What was the next step?
Yeah, so always been wholesaling and flipping consistently. Very quickly after figuring out like a system like this called the MLS offer system, that brought a lot of success. My first year, I knew I was onto something. So I've been a national real estate investing consultant, consulting with a bunch of different companies. I have equity in a vodka company as well.
Cool.
So been able to work with different types of companies, and definitely tried some other things too, like some hardware startups that didn't work out.
Interesting. Like a hardware store?
No, not like a hardware store. Like I was working on this portable battery charger device, and it just didn't work out. And I learned that I didn't want to be in hardware development whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I like to think myself as an entrepreneur and trying a lot of different things.
Sure.
So real estate's wonderful. It's one of my passions, but definitely have other passions too.
Yeah. Well, if you've kind of figured it out in a way that's allowed you to obviously make a lot of money, but you've got a system as well, like you just mentioned, so you're able to make consistent money with that, which is then kind of freeing up some of your time as well as some money to be able to experiment in these other little interests as well that you've had.
Yeah.
Which is a big goal of mine, and the reason that I entered the real estate market is because I kind of want to follow that path as well. So
yeah, and I think that's great if that's what you want to use real estate for. I think like you don't have to be extremely passionate about real estate. At the end of the day, we're talking houses. I mean, we're helping people, but you know, if that doesn't fire you up, that's okay. I understand that real estate's a vehicle to build wealth. Like, it's a vehicle, and if you learn it, and you know, everything in life doesn't have to be like sunshine, roses, and daisies. Sure. You know, you may have to stay up late. You may have to read some boring textbooks. Yeah. But the long-term benefit is just so great. And so if you understand it's a long-term game, like, it'll be easy to stay up late. It'll be easy to read these textbooks. Be easy to read these contracts that you've been afraid of for like 10 years. Like, so yeah, just think about the long term. Yeah, when you get excited about the potential of it, and then the kind of minutia gets a little bit easier, it makes it a little bit more interesting. Yeah, and it helped that like Instagram and Snapchat wasn't around when I started too, so I didn't have as many distractions that I was dealing with now. Yeah, so. Yeah. That's funny. This was what, 2011 Instagram? Maybe. I think it was maybe just starting. Maybe like in the baby phases of it. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, actually, I think in 2012, maybe I got in 2012 because my first photo on my Instagram was like a house flip. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's 7 years ago. Got it. So maybe 2012, yeah. Yeah, around there. Crazy. Yeah, we're entering the 20s now. As weird as that is to say, but yeah. Cool. So, and then you obviously consistently be doing the flipping and wholesaling, have a handful of other interest in ventures that you have stakes in. And then moved on, and now your primary focus right now is, I think you mentioned realestateskills.com. Yeah. So tell us a little. We talked about this a little bit earlier in the video. So realestateskills.com is Alex's education company. Again, the website is realestateskills.com. Please say it 10 more times. Trying to get you some traffic. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Shouted, I love it. Should have put a sign up behind here. Anyways, so tell us a little bit about that. Yeah. And you mentioned a little bit about how you wanted to help people get with real estate and see some of the success that you've had. But tell us a little bit about realestateskills.com. And how that's going for you. Yeah, well, it's going great. We've had a lot of growth, and I started realestateskills.com and helping people because right when I started immediately, the way I grew and scaled to doing over 50 deals in a year was building a team, teaching other people how to do it. I couldn't do it by myself. So I got really great at teaching other people how to do this. And I had to teach people, like, first off, I learned it very quickly, right? And I don't think I'm the sharpest tool in the shed. So if I can learn something and teach it to someone else who has zero real estate experience, I didn't really click immediately, but I realized, I could teach anyone this. And there's a lot of people out there that are trying to flip houses, invest in real estate, and they go to YouTube University, and it's hard to connect all the dots, or maybe what's worked for one person somewhere doesn't really work in another market, and a lot of people are regurgitating old information, like use snail mail, use direct mail, which does work, but for someone starting out who wants to do the first real estate deal, they may not have $5,000 or $50,000 a month to spend to get real estate deals, right? And that's a big problem because a lot of people get into a program, get a mentor or something like that, and then they learn that they spend like thousands of dollars a month in marketing. And a lot of people don't have that. I didn't have that when I started. Right? I had to figure out a way how to do this.
Get a little scrappy.
Yeah, you got to get scrappy. And it's great that you said you're probably doing off-market deals. I said no, actually, majority are on-market because that's like the wide popular opinion that you can't get deals on the MLS, you can't get deals on the market. There's not enough profit in them. There's no deals on there. There are deals. All of those are just myths. They're rumors. And what paid off when I started when I was young, and I realized this 8 years ago on the MLS, which is the multiple listing service. It's all the properties on the market in your area. When I started, I evaluated like direct mail, and I evaluated all these different marketing strategies. And I said, hey, let me just go to where all the deals are on the MLS. And a lot of people saying, hey, you can't make money doing that. It's not going to work. You can't wholesale a house with a real estate agent. All of these things. And then I was like, well, let me give it a go. And on the MLS, the first property I ever called on, I got under contract. Now that deal didn't work out, but I got under contract. I was like, if I can make one freaking phone call and get a deal under contract, like what's possible with this? And that's why I started going at it. And then that's when I did my first deal, made $22,000 within like 45 days, and just kept ramping it up. So the point of all of this is there's a lot of people out there using old, outdated methods. There's a lot of people who don't know what they're doing, who haven't worked the MLS like I have. And there's an MLS in every single state across the United States. Like this is a process duplicable, and that's why we have over 200 students across the United States doing this in their markets, getting deals. And you don't need to spend any money in marketing when you're utilizing the MLS to get deals. And so a big issue was people were saying, hey, you need to spend $50,000 a month. And I'm saying, hey, you can spend no money in marketing as long as you got the time, energy, and grit to work at it. You can get the results like I have, like my other students are getting. And so that's why we work on the MLS offer system for a lot of people. So it's a big solution, solves a lot of people's problems.
Now, do you need your license for that? Because, to have access to the MLS, typically you need your license. Or are you just doing it through your partner agents, or you just kind of have some different strategies?
Great question. So the popular opinion is that you have to be licensed to have access to the MLS. There's something called assistant access. Sometimes it's called client portal access. You can get access to the MLS as an unlicensed individual.
Gotcha. And it's through different relationships primarily, or
it's called assistant access. Here in San Diego, for example, you can spend $25 a month and get assistant access, or $25 a quarter, which is like 1/4 of the price of if you are licensed for access to the MLS. So
I'll have to look into that.
So you can get assistant access to the MLS. There's some people, it's definitely gray, but sharing your MLS access, I've seen people do that. I don't recommend that. I recommend just getting assistant access, doing it the right way. But where there's a will, there's a way. It's a database of all the properties on the market.
Like you said, find a way regardless. So. Now, quick question: would you recommend to someone looking to get into real estate? Maybe they want to get into investing. Maybe they're just kind of interested in learning different elements of it. Would you recommend them taking the classes and going ahead and getting their license, or would you kind of just say, "Don't worry about it"?
I don't think it hurts at all to get your real estate license. You can have it in your back pocket. You can refer out deals and make commissions, which is fun. I've done that a lot. So my first 3 years investing, I didn't have my real estate license, and then I did get it. And I mainly got it because I just wanted to understand the perspective understand the real estate agent's perspective, what they're taught, how they're talked to, how they're taught. And then also, I've done like 12 deals with my license. It's not something that I do to like help out people or family members, things like that. But I really like being able to refer out deals with it. It's only beneficial to get your real estate license. And then for a lot of places too, a lot of states, you need your real estate license for like a couple of years before you can get a broker's license. And, there's so many ways to make money in real estate, and getting your license is a very simple way to do that while still learning. Sure. It's going to pay off huge dividends, and it's not that hard to get. Very simple. And if you can't get a real estate license, then maybe you shouldn't be in real estate. Like if you work at it and you can't do that, like maybe you're not cut out for it, because it's not that difficult to get it.
Absolutely, And it's kind of like you said, it's not that difficult. It is. So typically the skills you need to pass the real estate exam are completely different than the skills you'll need to be successful in real estate. But at the same time, it's not difficult enough to where if you make that test an excuse to not get into real estate, then you're not cut out for it.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's going to be much more difficult stuff as you grow a business and you're investing or you're doing. You want to be a millionaire in real estate. You want to be doing big deals. You're going to have to solve big problems. Yeah, a lot bigger problems than how to pass the test. Yeah, with a 70% score or better. Yeah. So, do whatever it takes to do it. And if you fail like 2 times, you can take it over. Like, keep doing it.
I failed mine twice actually, and then I passed it on the 3rd time. So.
There you go.
It's it's just one of those things.
Yeah, you didn't quit.
I knew I wanted to do it. The first 2 times, I will say, I did not put the effort into it, and I realized that because on the 3rd time, I just buckled down and studied. Yeah, and that's just a breeze.
I think you did the smartest way. You learned. You had 2 practice tests. And then
pretty much. Yeah. Well, I think in California. You can only take it 3 times in a 12-month period. Mm-hmm. So I knew I was like, if I want to do this, like I have to just buckle down and do it. So I just locked myself in the room for 3 or 4 weeks and just got it done. And
so I commend you for that, because there's so many people that would fail their first time, get down themselves, and then just say real estate's not for me. And so like you doing that, you setting up this meeting, you passing those tests, going after it, doing whatever it takes, like. That's what it takes to be successful in real estate and really anything. So I have no doubt you're going to accomplish everything you want.
Appreciate the words there.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're going to wrap things up here. It's been about half an hour, and I don't want to take too much of this man's time. What else can you share about realestateskills.com and how people can learn a little bit more about you, and how they can learn from you?
Yeah. So if you go to realestateskills.com,
link will be on below the video.
We're posting articles about every single week on all different topics about like real estate investing. So you can just go there and learn so much. We spend a lot of time basically make these ultimate guides. Like today, we just released everything you need to know about like hoarder houses, which are great deals for real estate. You can go there. I got free training on there as well, like how to wholesale houses, how to get started, talk about my background. So you go there. It just says free training at the top. Check it in. And then our main program we have right now teaches about the MLS offer system. It's called Pro Wholesaler. So we have that course in that program where we have one-on-one coaching. We have a mastermind community of over 200 investors across the U.S. And we all converse. We share deals. We've had students partner up on deals. We have people who are members that are making over $180,000 in passive income a month from all the rental units they have.
Crazy.
I got 18-year-olds. One 18-year-old actually made $30K in the past 30 days from wholesaling real estate. So we teach you everything you need to know for wholesaling and fixing and flipping, all the tools, all the resources, giving you the strategy that's working right now to get deals without spending any money in marketing. I just had an Uber driver, a guy named Joe, who was an Uber driver in 3 weeks. Just got 2 deals under contract, and he's making $20,000. So it's really based off how I learned and how I teach people how to have success. And so if someone wants to do that too, that program's great for them. But if you just want to learn about real estate, like we talked about that learning curve, I read all those books in the beginning, go to the website, check out the blog, because those articles, we spend a lot of time on those articles. I spend a lot of time on them, and they're just super helpful.
Absolutely, yeah. Giving out, I'm sure I've checked it out. Yeah, a lot of cool free content on there to check out. And another thing I want to mention, so it's more than just kind of like he mentioned there, it's a networking community. So it's a place where you can meet, like-minded partners, other, coaches and mentors. Mm-hmm. But you can meet other people through this community. It's a very small community right now because you guys just launched it. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of a good thing right now because you guys are probably tight-knit. And anybody that jumps on board right now with you guys is going to be able tap into some of those more intimate relationships.
Yeah.
So not just your typical, I mean, there's a ton of training programs and free content, but it sounds like you guys offer something a little bit more valuable. You take it to that next tier, which is really, really awesome.
Yeah, the one-on-one coaching too. I mean, our coaches are wholesaling, fixing and flipping, buying and holding real estate right now. So you get to talk one-on-one with people, analyzing your deals, helping you out on every single thing along the way.
Yeah.
So that's a big proponent of our student success. We only want our students to be successful and teach you everything you need to know. And yeah, you get a network, you build those relationships and build nationwide relationships, which is pretty cool because very quickly you can start doing deals in your market, investing in your market, but there's so much potential across the whole U.S.
Absolutely.
And so you can just call someone, shoot them a DM that's in the group doing deals right there and kind of got that real estate skills community with you.
Absolutely. Very cool. And last question here. So what is your kind of vision for the future? Some of your goals for the future, either with real estate, realestateskills.com, the education company, any other, I know you invested in a vodka brand, which is kind of badass. I want to invest in a bar eventually. So that's, what guy doesn't want to invest in a bar eventually, right? You seen How I Met Your Mother?
I have not.
Okay, great show.
Okay.
They
got a bar?
There's a whole episode where all they do is talk about starting a bar, and then eventually they do.
Nice.
Like out of their apartment. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
But so yeah, what's kind of your longer term visions and goals for the future for you? Obviously, you've seen a lot of success. Where do you want to take it from here?
Yeah. So real estate skills is 100% my focus. I'm passionate about helping other people achieve success in real estate, give them those skills that they need, and really accelerate that progress. And what I'm passionate about is helping as many people achieve financial freedom through real estate. Wholesaling is fantastic, great place to get started. Fixing and flipping is great as well. You get to beautify a property, improve values in neighborhoods, really make something yours. But a lot of people forget about the buy and hold aspect and building long-term wealth and protecting themselves and their family. And not getting yourself in a position where you're not worried about how much money you're making because all your expenses are paid for. You're wondering, what am I going to do with this money? How am I going to invest it better? Where am I going to put this money? Who can I help? And I just want to help as many people as possible get there. And so the long-term vision for real estate skills is helping you with all skills in real estate. Not just wholesaling, not just fixing and flipping, but we have a how to raise money for real estate deals course. Someone named Stan Genlin, who's I've with him collectively raised over $150 million for real estate deals. He's bought like 7 mobile home parks, a few apartment buildings this year.
That's so cool.
And you use other people's money to do that. So I want to be able to help people and have the education in all things in real estate. And that's where we're going. We have the right partners. We have the right team members, people in our group right now, and that's everything we're working on right now. So anything you need for real estate, we're going to be a one-stop shop and help you get there.
Very, very cool. Awesome. All right, Alex Martinez, my fellow Pleasanton friend here.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, if you have any questions whatsoever for Alex, there will be a link down below to his website, realestateskills.com. We'll also go ahead and link up his social media as well if you guys want to reach out to him that way. Check out the website, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
So that's it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. It really means the world to me. If you guys enjoyed this video, I would really, really appreciate it if you could hit the like button down below and go ahead and subscribe for more cool content. I'm going to try and put out as many of these podcasts and these videos as I can to help you guys learn as much as possible. And again, if you want to reach out to Alex or you want to learn a little bit more about what he's teaching, his website, realestateskills.com, is linked up in the linked up in the description down below. And I also will link up his social media profile so that you guys can follow him and learn a little bit more from him that way. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time.
Yeah, I'm in this bitch with terror. Got a head full of stacks, better grab an umbrella. I make it right.